Powerful galactic beings, welcome back to another video. Narcissists and chosen ones, that dynamic is powerful, complex, and deeply rooted in spiritual truth. It's not just about toxic relationships or manipulation on the surface. There's a much deeper energetic and spiritual reason why narcissists often zero in on those who are awakening, healing, or stepping into their higher purpose. At its core, narcissists are drawn to the light that chosen ones carry. You embody an energy that threatens their sense of control and illusion. Your awakening, your growth, and your truth are like a mirror reflecting back all the shadow they refuse to face. Narcissists thrive on keeping others small, confused, and dependent because it feeds their need for power and validation. When they encounter a chosen one, someone who is becoming aware of their own worth and spiritual power, they instinctively react with fear, envy, and aggression. This isn't personal, it's energetic. They see your light as a threat to their carefully constructed false self. But here's the spiritual truth: being targeted by a narcissist often signals that you are on a path of real transformation and rising into your true power. Their attempts to manipulate, control, or tear you down are tests, a crucible refining your boundaries, your self-love, and your discernment. It's a painful process, yes, but it's also an invitation to reclaim your sovereignty and heal wounds that have been held for generations. The narcissist's attack activates your inner warrior and healer, urging you to grow stronger and more rooted in your truth. Another layer to understand is the karmic dimension. Sometimes, these toxic dynamics are not random. They are part of soul contracts designed to bring unresolved patterns to light so they can be healed and released. This doesn't mean you have to accept abuse or stay stuck in harmful cycles. It means you have the power to break the chains, choosing conscious detachment and spiritual liberation instead of unconscious entanglement. So what can you do? The most powerful tool you have is boundaries, energetic, emotional, and physical. Clear boundaries protect your energy and keep the narcissist's influence from penetrating your field. Alongside boundaries, cultivate radical self-love and inner validation so their attempts to gaslight or diminish you bounce off like water on a lotus leaf. Meditation, grounding, and connecting with your spiritual allies amplify your protection and resilience. Remember, your light is your power, and no one can dim it without your permission. Being targeted by a narcissist is a sign you are waking up, growing, and stepping into the sacred role you were born to play. You are not alone, and this spiritual battle is also your liberation. Understanding narcissists goes beyond just labeling their behavior. It's about tuning into the subtle energetic patterns that make their presence so toxic yet magnetic. Narcissists often display a web of manipulation tactics: gaslighting, blame shifting, constant criticism, and emotional withholding. These tactics are designed to confuse you, break down your self-trust, and keep you dependent on their approval. The sad truth is, many chosen ones initially find themselves questioning their own reality because narcissists are masters at distorting the truth. This is why early recognition is crucial. When you identify these patterns, you regain the ability to respond consciously instead of reacting out of confusion or pain. So, how can you protect yourself? The first step is cultivating awareness. When you notice patterns like feeling drained after interactions, questioning your worth, or being pushed to apologize for simply being yourself, these are red flags. Don't ignore them. Establishing boundaries becomes a sacred act of self-preservation. Boundaries are not walls built out of fear. They are clear declarations of your worth and what you will no longer tolerate. This might mean limiting contact, refusing to engage in manipulative conversations, or even walking away entirely. Protection is an act of love, not just for yourself but for the collective energy you carry as a chosen one. Healing the wounds narcissists activate is another crucial part of reclaiming your power. These relationships often touch on deep insecurities, abandonment fears, and childhood trauma that may have been buried or ignored. The spiritual path invites you to meet these wounds with compassion rather than judgment. Healing is not about forgetting or excusing the abuse. It's about reclaiming your narrative and transforming pain into wisdom. Practices like inner child work, energy healing, and therapy can help you rebuild your sense of safety and self-worth from the inside out. Forgiveness may sound like a difficult or even impossible step, but it's important to clarify what forgiveness means in this context. It's not about excusing narcissistic behavior or re-entering toxic dynamics. Instead, forgiveness is a release, a freeing of yourself from the chains of resentment and bitterness that keep you tethered to the past. It's a spiritual tool that creates space for peace and new growth within you. When you forgive, you reclaim your energy and open yourself to healing on a soul level. Spiritual tools and rituals can bolster your defenses and cleanse the energy that narcissists leave behind. Smudging with sage or Palo Santo, visualization of protective light, daily affirmations of self-worth, and connecting with spiritual guides are practical ways to maintain energetic hygiene. These rituals are reminders that you are sacred, worthy, and protected beyond the physical realm. To truly understand why narcissists are drawn to chosen ones, we must look beyond their surface behavior and into the deeper spiritual dynamics at play. Narcissistic manipulation and control are not random acts, they are expressions of deep fear, insecurity, and a desperate need to maintain an illusion of power. When they encounter a chosen one, someone who is awakening, healing, and stepping into authentic power, the narcissist's entire system is threatened. Your light exposes their shadows, and their response is often to attempt to dominate and destabilize you energetically. This is why their tactics can feel so relentless and invasive. It's an energetic battle for control, not just a personal conflict. After experiencing narcissistic abuse, one of the hardest but most important tasks is rebuilding trust in yourself and, eventually, in others. Narcissistic relationships erode your inner compass, making you doubt your perceptions and feelings. Healing means reconnecting with your own truth and learning to listen deeply to your intuition again. This can be a slow and gentle process. Start small, notice when your body feels safe or unsafe, honor your emotions without judgment, and practice affirmations that affirm your worth and clarity. Gradually, as you rebuild this foundation, trust expands outward into relationships that reflect your growth and respect your boundaries. Meditation and mindfulness are powerful allies in this healing and reclaiming process. Regular practice calms the mind's chaos, which narcissistic abuse often intensifies. Mindfulness trains you to witness your thoughts and emotions without getting swept away, creating space to respond with wisdom instead of reaction. Meditation reconnects you to your inner peace, the unshakable center beneath the storms of external turmoil. This peaceful core is where your power resides. When you cultivate this centeredness, narcissistic attempts to destabilize you lose their grip because you are anchored in your own spiritual sovereignty. Another profound healing force is community. Isolation is a tool narcissists use to control and manipulate, so finding or creating supportive circles where you feel seen, heard, and validated is essential. Sharing your story with others who understand or seeking guidance from trusted mentors can break the silence and shame that often accompany narcissistic trauma. Community reminds you that you are not alone and that your experiences are valid and worthy of compassion and healing. Lastly, as a chosen one, your journey is deeply connected to breaking generational trauma. Narcissistic abuse often reverberates across family lines, embedding patterns of control, neglect, and disempowerment. Your awakening carries the responsibility and the blessing of healing these ancestral wounds. This is heavy work, yes, but also profoundly transformative. By reclaiming your power and healing your soul, you light a path for those who come after you, shifting the legacy of your lineage toward freedom and love. Forgiveness in the context of narcissistic wounds is often misunderstood. It is not about condoning or forgetting what happened, nor is it an invitation to re-enter toxic dynamics. Instead, forgiveness is a sacred act of releasing the heavy burdens of resentment and bitterness that weigh down your spirit. It's a deliberate choice to free yourself from the chains of past pain so you can heal and move forward. Forgiveness creates space in your heart for peace and renewal, allowing your energy to flow more freely and your vibration to rise. Remember, forgiveness is for you. It's a gift you give yourself, not the person who caused the harm. Setting and maintaining clear boundaries is one of the most powerful tools you have against narcissistic influence. Boundaries are the energetic lines that protect your space, your emotions, and your truth. When you assert these boundaries with confidence and compassion, you signal to others, and to yourself, that your worth is non-negotiable. This can mean saying no to manipulative requests, walking away from toxic conversations, or limiting contact altogether. Boundaries aren't walls of separation but bridges to healthier, more respectful relationships. The stronger your boundaries, the more your energy is preserved and your spiritual power reclaimed. Daily spiritual rituals serve as armor and sanctuary for your energy. Whether it's smudging with sage to cleanse residual negativity, visualizing a protective light surrounding you, or reciting affirmations that affirm your sovereignty, these practices maintain energetic hygiene and fortify your aura. Rituals anchor you in your spiritual identity and remind you of your connection to higher wisdom and protection. Incorporate these into your routine not out of fear, but out of love and respect for your sacred self. Recognizing toxic attachments and trauma bonds is critical for liberation. Narcissistic relationships often create emotional entanglements where pain and love become intertwined, making it difficult to break free. Healing requires conscious awareness of these patterns and gentle but firm steps to disentangle. Support from therapy, spiritual counseling, or trusted community can illuminate these dynamics and guide you through the release process. As you heal these bonds, you reclaim your freedom and expand your capacity for healthy, loving connection. Finally, embracing your role as a spiritual warrior and healer is the ultimate act of sovereignty. This path is heavy, but it's also a profound calling. You are not just surviving, you are transforming trauma into wisdom and empowerment. Your journey lights the way for others trapped in cycles of abuse and disempowerment. Stand tall in your truth, honor your healing, and continue walking forward with courage and grace. After navigating the storms caused by narcissistic encounters, one of the most vital steps is rebuilding and reinforcing your energetic field. Think of your energy body as a sacred temple. It may have been cracked or weakened by toxic interactions, but it holds infinite capacity for restoration. Begin by consciously reconnecting with your breath and body. This anchors you firmly in the present moment, which is your safe space. Engage in daily practices like grounding, visualization, or gentle movement that reconnect you with the Earth's healing energy. Surround yourself with colors, sounds, and environments that uplift and nourish your soul. Over time, these intentional actions weave new strength into your energetic fabric, creating resilience against future attacks and a sanctuary for your spirit. Deepening your self-love practice is the foundation of true healing and protection. Self-love is not just about feeling good, it's about honoring your worth, your boundaries, and your divine essence even on days when your wounds feel raw. This practice includes speaking kindly to yourself, forgiving your imperfections, and nurturing your needs without guilt. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small, and remind yourself daily that you are worthy of love and respect simply because you exist. Self-love shifts your vibration, making you less vulnerable to manipulation and more aligned with your soul's true power. Reclaiming joy and peace in everyday life might seem elusive after trauma, but it is a powerful declaration of freedom and sovereignty. Joy is not superficial happiness, it's a deep inner harmony that can exist even amid challenges. Cultivate moments of stillness and pleasure, a walk in nature, creative expression, laughter with friends, or simply breathing deeply and feeling gratitude. These moments are spiritual medicine that restore your heart and soul. Remember, joy is a form of resistance to darkness and disempowerment. By claiming it, you are stepping fully into your role as a chosen one, radiant and unstoppable. Patience and compassion for yourself are essential companions on this healing path. Transformation is rarely linear, it comes with setbacks, breakthroughs, and unexpected twists. Treat yourself as you would a beloved friend, with kindness and understanding, especially when the journey feels hard. Your soul is doing deep work beneath the surface, even when it feels slow. Trust in the unfolding and give yourself grace. Finally, celebrate your growth and transformation. Each step you take away from narcissistic influence and toward spiritual sovereignty is a victory worth honoring. You are breaking cycles, healing wounds, and rising as a beacon for others who walk similar paths. Your journey is sacred, and your light is needed now more than ever. I hope this video was really helpful. See you in the next video. Peace, love, and life.